Alright, so I've just done the 4-course meal, which is climb up to Crafers from Waterfall Gully Road just behind me, up Pioneer Women's, up along the golf course, up the old Devil's Elbow Road, just before Crafers, hang a lefty into the park, drop nice and, not nice and narrow, Ewok, then nice and narrow, Ewok, Bullock, nice and narrow, and then you got the choice of Brown Sally, 4 weeks, Waterfall Gully DH or real DH, and Twisted Gum. So I dropped Waterfall Gully DH because it's a good track, and I knew it'd be a little bit slick and a good test for the Assegais. And the grip on the front of the Assegai, or just all around, I've got them front and back. The grip's killer. You turn it in and it just feels like there's a little bit more than a minion. There's a little bit more when you ride on the edge. So it's direct. It's almost similar to the V-tyre, how the V-tyres felt. The V-tyres weren't a very good, they were a little bit of a harsh compound, but harsh casing maybe. But they hooked up really well, and it was a direct, you knew where you were going feeling all the time. These are the same at the front. That turn in is really, really direct. I really like the turn in on these tyres. I like the grip. They're there for you all the way. They are sluggish. They do roll relatively slow. You definitely feel it. So on the flowier trail, so where there's not a lot of gravity, like the Bullock track, definitely felt it. It's a real hard pair of tyres to keep rolling, partially because they're DH compound, I'm sure, but also they're just a little bit sluggish. Now, there's not much in it between that and the DHF. Now I'm hearing from everywhere that the DHR2 is a little bit more sprightly. So I'm going to get a DHR2 max grip 2.4 in a DH casing for the back, for the front, and I'm going to run my double down aggressor in the back. I really like the double down aggressor. It pedals really well. It makes the climbs and the commutes super easy. You can sit on a higher speed and just trundle away and get it done. Saying that, I've just climbed this up the hill, 500 meters vertical, and it wasn't terrible. It was only within a couple of minutes of my usual times, over a 40-minute climb. So there was really not a lot in it. They're not as sluggish as the reviews say, and some people say they're alright, but a lot of people are saying they're absolute slugs of tyres. If you want ultimate grip and that little bit of extra security up the front, so you can really kind of make mistakes and get away with them, Assegai at the front for sure. I rode an Assegai Max Terra, not a Max Grip, a Max Terra Exo Plus in a 29er version. I've ridden a few different versions of the Assegai now on a few different bikes, but I rode one at Moriata in the dry hard pack, and it felt like it was the 3C Max Terra, not the Max Grip. It felt like it squirmed. It felt like it squirmed on the edges and kind of gave way on me a couple of times, and it was a very unnerving feeling. So I was put off by that tyre straight away from there. I tried it on the hardtail. It ripped. It was great. It was a Max Terra again. So good grip, not phenomenal. Didn't really woo me, but it was relatively secure. It didn't seem like it stood out, and it wasn't as grippy as my Max Grip DHF. It wasn't. It didn't exceed that. On the weekend, I rode the Specialized 2020 Demo 29, and I had a Max Grip Assegai at the front. That whole bike was just ridiculous. It was really, really good. The grip was phenomenal. Now that I've got the Max Grip Assegai on my bike, I can tell that there is a little bit more grip there, a little bit more security, but for me, the trade-off's not, I don't think it's worth it. I like the DHF up the front. I think I get pretty much just as much grip, except when you ride on the edge, the DHF feels more vague than, or kind of between upright and across to the edge as well. The DHF can feel a bit vague if you're not used to it and you don't know how to use that feeling. But I love the DHF. I think the DHF is a phenomenal tyre. Max Grip for sure. Max Terra's alright too, obviously. In the 60A, it's only a back tyre. And same as all of these tyres. If it's a 60A, don't put it on the front. Don't put a dual compound grip on the front. It's got to be a 3C, unless you like eating rocks. So anyway, back to the Assegai. Rolls a little slow. Wasn't a super slug. So if you just want ultimate grip, when I was at Kangas riding steep trails, The braking grip was phenomenal, but the dirt was phenomenal as well out there. So not a really fair test, I guess, but the braking was extremely aggressive. And I can probably say, even though it was hero dirt and whatever, I can definitely say that the braking is really aggressive, and it plays into that direct feeling. When the brakes are on, it feels direct. When you're cornering, it feels direct. So it's a tyre that you know what's going on up the front all the time, so I love that. I may run one on the front in the future. I'll probably run if I do, it'll be probably a double down. Like I said, I'm going to try DHR2 in the DH casing up the front, 2.4 max grip, maybe a double down in max grip. I don't know. I'll see what I can find. Yeah, tyres cost a lot of money, so yeah, I'm tyre rich at the moment. I've got so many tyres that I'm not using. I've just pulled a DHF double down off the front, which was not too bad. Max grip. Honestly, it didn't feel as supple as the EXO. The double down DHF didn't feel as supple as the EXO. I think partially my forks need a service. I'm holding off to service. Usually I'd service them straight away, but I'm holding off to service them because I've got a warranty issue with them. The bushing from the factory, the upper bushing wasn't put in correctly, so it's worn the back of the stanchion underneath the seal. So last time I dropped the lowers, I could see quite a prominent wear. So that's going back to the factory or going back to Solar to get sorted out. So I'm holding off on that. So they're a little bit choppier than usual, but the tyre did feel a little bit less supple. So Assegai, if you want max grip, like I said before, Assegai is the way to go. Assegai and a max grip. Don't get the Max Terra. Or you can get the Max Terra, I guess, whatever. You're just going to have a little bit less grip. You're going to have the great tyre. It's probably going to roll a little bit better, and probably get a little bit more squirm on the sidewalls. So on those edges. I don't mean squirm as in like it's really soft rubber and it wobbles. I mean it kind of doesn't hold. It doesn't grab the ground and hold. It kind of washes across the ground a little bit. So it could have just been he washed it with something dodgy and the rubber went hard, or who knows. Who knows? But max grips, they feel great, super reliable, but I think they're just a little bit much to be carrying around and pedaling around. If you want to go super fast and you're trying to hunt your times down all the time, yeah, you'd have to make the decision yourself. But for me, I'd prefer a DHF. So yeah, that's it. I hope that didn't confuse you too much. It's a lot of kind of back and forth info there, but that's what I think of it. Great tyre. I don't know. I'm up in kind of two minds of whether I'd run it in the future. I've still got heaps of other tyres to try, so maybe I'll come back to it. But in the summer in Adelaide, no, definitely not. I think it'll be too squirmish. So DHF for sure, or the DHR2. We'll see how that turns out. I'm also going to try a dissector soon, so stay tuned for that. Dissector on the back of this would be all time. Apparently it's really good, so we'll see. What do you guys think of the dissector? Let me know. And what do you think of the Assegai? Let me know about that as well.